Hello, everybody. This is Ram Sudhir. Now, this is basically a video, as I've explained, talking about breakdown of syllabus. Okay, so how do I break down the syllabus? And I'll do it with an example, and it'll be a very short video. For example, let's try to understand if in the syllabus, we have this topic called economic growth and development. Now, how UPSC, how are we going to prepare the subject? See, and suppose we have liberalization, that is the impact of liberalization, etc. How are the questions that are coming up in the exam, and what are the areas we need to check? How do I break down? One is, how do I link up, see, the new economic reforms? If there is new economic reforms that took place in 1991, the impact with respect to services. There were questions on this. That means, for example, over tertiarization of Indian economy has led to jobless growth, or technology driven services only developed. Okay, labor intensive services, for example, talking about transportation related aspects, or talking about tourism, did not develop. So that area we need to collect facts. Similarly, our growth process after 1991 was mainly seen as something like capital intensive, something like we could not focus on labor intensive areas. So that means, and most of the time our manufacturing remained constant, stagnant. So in the UPSC, there was a question asked like, uh, globalization has led to informalization of economy. That means from liberalization, I have to link up to informalization of economy. That is another area which can be linked up to employment chapter. So informalization of economy, why globalization has led to informalization of economy? For example, that means we have to do our research there, collect some data. For example, informalization is something like MNCs have come into India. Okay, micro, small, medium enterprises were pushed off. Okay, because they could not sustain the competition. Labor sector reforms could not be implemented, because of which permanent jobs could not be created. And these MSMEs break down, these people had to look for some informal job, etc. Okay, and since the growth process in our after 1991 was service driven, people could not be shifted from the primary sector to the tertiary sector, and most of them stayed with the agriculture sector. So this is one area. So in the agriculture sector, again, this guy's done employment, etc. So informalization. So that means globalization was linked to informalization and formalization of the economy. That is how you will look for it. Second is, globalization can be linked to services or over tertiarization. Why there was focus on over tertiarization? What are the reasons for over tertiarization? Then something like this over tertiarization's impact on Indian economy. What is the impact on Indian economy with respect to over tertiarization? These were the areas where questions were coming. For example, what is the impact? Jobless growth. Those services sector contributed to the growth process. It had its problems with respect to growth, with respect to industry becoming stagnant. The manufacturing sector did not become the main driver of the economic growth process, etc., due to multiple reasons. So that area, again, that means it can be linked up to manufacturing. So in manufacturing, again, what are the problems? Labor sector reforms, etc. Okay, infrastructure spending was not sufficient, non-availability of skilled labor with respect to manufacturing, etc. Okay, labor intensive manufacturing, we failed. Exports as a percentage of GDP with respect to manufacturing, we could not. So these are the areas with respect to, that means you have to link up employment, we can link up. Then what the link to the middle income trap, why we are still no trapped in the middle income, etc. So that means even after LPG, our growth model, economic growth model we followed was something like consumption-led growth model. And consumption-led growth model will not pull us out from the middle income trap. You're trapped there itself. So all these, that means that the linking up. So when I'm reading LPG, so LPG or the new economic reforms, so selectively, how will I read? I will link it up to formalization, informalization, etc. LPG. Impact of LPG on manufacturing sector. New economic reforms or growth process was mostly called a service driven growth. What is the impact of this on the Indian economy? This is the question. There was then careless and useless manpower. UPSC previous question. Careless and useless manpower which they have used. Okay, so is not leading to inclusive growth. That means another area. So growth you have linked up, inclusive growth. The question was careless and useless manpower leading to inclusiveness, not leading to inclusive growth. And how do you bring in inclusiveness in the context of careless and useless manpower? That means, again, Careless and useless manpower means focus on skill development, our educational policy, job-oriented training, vocational training, etc. So like that, we have to focus on the poverty levels. How did India handle poverty after the bringing in LPG policy, etc. The success with respect to grassroots level schemes, okay, and the success of the second generation reforms after 1997, whether it is agriculture or the labor sector reforms, etc. These are the areas. So that once I'm reading LPG means everything should be covered. Another important area, there can be a question, there can be questions asked in the current context, how can inclusive growth be brought in? That means something like inclusive growth, presently bringing in inclusive growth should focus on welfare of citizens more than GDP alone. Discussing it in the context, the present context, especially with respect to the healthcare, etc. So there can be a question that can be asked. Again, when we talk about growth, there was a question asked in the previous year. India's growth, savings is a major factor of economic growth. What else other than the savings can contribute to growth? So when I'm looking at growth and inclusive growth, I should look at employment, unemployment, I should look at services, I should look at manufacturing, collect some facts with respect to manufacturing, and structural reforms. What are the areas, in spite of, it's been 20 years after the new economic reforms, some of the structural areas we are not doing well. So what are the areas which are not doing well? So with respect to agriculture, what are the problems? With respect to manufacturing, what are the problems? With respect to R&D, what are the problems? With respect to infrastructure, what are the problems? Is it that we are over dependent on infrastructure? For example, national highways, we are over dependent on national highways. So collecting facts from these areas, and what else has to be focused much with respect to structural reforms, so that means this can be linked up to structural reforms question, and it can also be linked up to planning. That means earlier centralized planning, bringing in indicative planning, and we can bring in Niti Aayog there. Niti Aayog impact, that means Niti Aayog role with respect to the decentralized planning, etc. And how is planning commission different from Niti Aayog? Already last year this question was asked. So the idea is not to teach knowledge here, not to push knowledge here. That means if I'm taking a particular area, so where can the question come from? So what is the role of credit expansion with respect to growth, economic growth and development? Okay, so the credit expansion in the sense that the loan availability, etc. The role of infrastructure, the role of savings with respect to growth, the change with respect to the growth model. And when we talk about employment, that can be linked up to new economic reforms. Poverty can be linked up. There was an essay, poverty everywhere is threat, poverty anywhere is threat to prosperity everywhere. Okay, so last year. Okay, so role of LPG or new economic reforms with respect to handling poverty, handling unemployment problems, etc. Okay, focusing on manufacturing, MSME. So we have to collect data with respect to all these and interlinking inclusive growth. So when I talk about inclusive growth, the reasons of failure with respect to achieving inclusive growth. So one aspect is before last year, the question was careless and useless manpower. That means inclusive growth with a focus on careless and useless manpower. That is one aspect. So that means, for example, even today, 47% of the population are still dependent on agriculture. Okay, though the contribution of agriculture has drastically reduced. Employment elasticity after 1991. It is worse. In fact, if you take 1971-81 statistics, and employment elasticity in 2011 is 0.4. That means the contribution or the number of jobs created in contribute. Tax terrorism issues with respect to, okay, white elephants, public sector enterprises not doing well. Our public sector growth model failed. Okay, new exploration licensing policy, HELP, what is the success? Okay, then that can be linked up to something like the oil related aspects, etc. So that means when I'm looking at a particular topic like LPG liberalization, where the questions have come from, that is service sector, growth, development, saving, change in the growth model. This is how I will collect data and put it in a one-page notes. And that is how my fast revision will be over. So breaking down of syllabus means this is what has to be done. Okay, I hope this video has helped you to understand. It should be a short video, that is my intention, because time is very limited, and I hope it has helped you. And keep preparing. I'll come up with, so this should be the approach if we have to prepare at a fast pace. So that's all for this. That's all for this video. If you like it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can join our Telegram channel as well as our app, which is there in the description. Thank you.